PRI Round 4 is in the books, and a load of prizes are on the way to our contestants thanks to the generous support of our sponsors, Fortress Miniatures and Games and Darkest Star Games. Now it's time to check out the entrance finished pieces. Jason Ashley's up first with this rusty, dusty Templar left to rot away in the desert after a mutual headshot. And then we've got Jesse Crisanti, JC Craft Mage himself, turning in a righteously good diorama featuring a peppermint Dazzle dragon getting smoke checked in the head by a Highlander. That is a nasty way to go. Michael Van Brunt putting warheads on foreheads with his missile launching catapult. And then the wild, wild one, Rob Jensen, going all in on a woodland block 3D printed imp with blaze orange accents and some killer basing work. Guard tower, turret, a tremendous piece. Up next, Michael Bergstrom, keeping it classy and classic with this new school Valkyrie done up in old school NAIS camo that some longtime Battletech fans will probably recognize. Sean Scott turned in a cool Rifleman 2C, squaring up to defend a desert oasis in a nice drab lined pattern. Also, have you ever heard of Battletech Gothic? It's got nothing on yellow with Hobby and his astonishing Marauder 2C carrying a mausoleum over a graveyard. You will never be this metal. Back to a more military scheme, J.R. Thornburg turning in a Night Sky with a blocky jungle pattern. Night Sky is a slick mech, one I enjoy, and he definitely did this new model justice. Michael Rushford pumped out one of the most unique mechs I've ever seen in the PRI or anywhere, a chameleon painted up with a Navajo-inspired livery. Very slick. Rock Otso Minis coming in with an Atlas done proud in a nice layered woodland palette camouflage pattern. Meanwhile, Stephen Long crafted this galactic Night Star that lives up to its name, inspired by the heyday of the painted party wagon vans of yesteryear as seen here. Listen to me. This is as cool as it gets. I love it unashamedly, and I will not apologize. Do not at me. Just look at that thing. The man, the myth, the legend, Brushido modded this Charger and gave it a superlative junkyard paint job. Really cool details, amazing canopy work, tons of subtlety. Then up next, we've got Cole Walker of Rocket Custom Painting and Miniatures taking inspiration from Pacific Northwest lighthouses for this new rocket launcher toting Cyclops. Very snazzy like this piece. Josh Watrous going wild with this bright camo pattern on a mean Kingfisher. That pattern has got to be right at home on some alien world somewhere. No doubt about it. Jack Taylor wanted all the extra credit and painted an entire fleet of ships in a gray-on-gray lined camouflage pattern. Really works with the shape of the ships. Subtle, still tremendous detail. Really like that one. Then up next, we've got a real favorite of mine of this round, Yakudami's Mackie, sporting the livery of the Nueva Castile's Castillan Brigada, a match made in heaven. This might be my very favorite Mackie. John Shore's diorama depicting a triple threat hunchback jungle raider lance. Shown here, you've got a 4 Hotel, 4 Papa, and a 4 Juliet prowling and growling. Meanwhile, Matt Colgan took inspiration from search and rescue rigs and painted up his Daiko from DRD's awesome Steel Rift line accordingly. Here's another piece that floored me. Dylan Farrington's Clan Goliath Scorpion Highlander 2C in lava field camo, as inspired by CSO artist Saitorak. So hot. Next up, my own piece, a Steel Rift Scarab in beach-inspired tones. I'm ruining vacations one burst at a time. I told them it was private, and they can go on somewhere. I'm keeping that lawn chair, by the way. Now, here's another knockout piece, and yet another favorite of mine. The inimitable Daniel Corrigan cranking out this singularly cool Marauder with a shifting desert pattern. I have never seen anything like it. Just outstanding, my friend. Then we've got Jason Newman, the great one, with one of the very best camo patterns I've ever seen on this new Black Knight, and with amazing non-metallic metal work on the barrel of the PPC and joints to match. Just tremendous. The longer you look at this one, the better it gets. Now, here's a blisteringly cold piece from Chip Husinger sporting Ghost Bear Insignia. Great basing work, a perfectly chosen color palette. Here, in an event filled with stellar pieces, I cannot stop thinking about Ben Wendt's Shadowhawk, inspired by Soviet-era space race posters. It is astonishingly awesome in every regard. Look at the jump jet plume. Look at those hand-painted insignias. Superlative. Excellent. The Mad Cat here is ready for jungle warfare thanks to a custom camo tarp and hand-painted backdrop courtesy of John Nettleton. Love the creativity on the base. Next up, Matt Ruley with a hat trick, a 3-pack of stenciled Arctic clan mechs. The Huntsman you'll see here at the end, one of my preferred rigs in its weight class. Really like how the paint turned out on this one. The Collector, Adolfo Fernandez, melting eyeballs with the most vivid paintwork I have ever seen on an Iron Wind Metals Mad Cat Mark II Echo. That tiger pattern is the distinctive calling card of Clan Wolf's Gamma Galaxy. Taka Mikazuchi, a name I probably slaughtered, calls this guillotine the Freckled Freak. Look close and you can see the buffalo nickel on the right shoulder. BT aficionados know that that means it's a Snords Irregulars mech right there. Here's a fun one for you. Alan Albanilla busting out the Thorn in Urban Animal print pattern. You don't see those models or mechs very often in Battletech. Love to see the more obscure ones get their day. Cool piece, Alan. Hunchbacks are always in fashion, and Brody Beck agrees. He painted up a battered pair here and added a little battle damage to one. They belong at this grimy facility, if you ask me. The next contestant, my brother, Jeff Carlisle, nailing this Axeman with some vivid block markings in this Hazard-inspired scheme. There's something about bright colors over a more drab military tone that just works in Battletech, and this one is a great example. Here's a truly interesting piece that says nautical by all accounts. John Milner's Kraken is done up in an oceanic dazzle with brass metallics. This next piece, I can hardly believe it's real. Matt Birdsall masked off this behemoth for the banded starry sky effect. And look at those tasty heat effects up on the dorsal guns. This one is a showstopper. Joshua Budner speaking my language with infantry and battle armor on the base of this Devastator out on Desert Duty. Josh Neal handing in yet another terrific piece, a king crab and a subtle but plausible woodland Dazzle camo pattern with a blood red right arm. This one just rocks, full stop. Now, take a look at this. Jeffrey Brazier's Bushwhacker is painted up like a P-51, complete with the aluminum paint more commonly seen on model planes. A really neat look and another unique piece. Viewers know that I love Assassins in Battletech, and I surely love this one from Major the Red, done up as it is in the parade livery of the Killer Bee Mercenary Unit. Great gradients, good line work, really unique. This one is another favorite going in my reference folder. Steven Nelson rolled up Camo and Hazard and somehow made it work. No one can say they didn't see this urban mech coming, at least. Awesome work, sir. Then we've got Josh Bressel channeling Dr. Frankenstein for this custom-built New Belt Pirates Corsair kit bash made from I don't know how many different models. Genuinely one-of-a-kind piece here. Another one of the neatest models coming out of the whole event, Danielius Marcus popped up a whale shark pattern on this Visigoth aerospace fighter. And it works. It looks amazing, and it appears like it might actually work as a plausible over-the-ocean camo. Astounding. Philip Hall doing up a micro-scale spaceship in a bold red complete with hand-painted eye graphics. I know those were not easy. And last, but certainly not least, Tim Sayers' what if imagining of a Rifleman 3 taking fire, chameleon camo system failing, and draped with a camo net. Chef's kiss. Outstanding work, Tim. I have heard a lot of guys talking about this in and out of the group. Well done. And that is it for this round, my friends. I want to thank all of the participants who rolled up their sleeves and went all in for the event. It is all of you who make the Paint Roulette Invitational what it is. You are all truly awesome. I also want to thank Fortress Minis and Games and Darkest Star Games, our generous sponsors, for their product donations for the raffle prize drawing. And thank you, dear viewer, for watching this video and my channel. If you like what you saw in this video, be sure to head to the description and check out the linked socials of some of the valiant hobby heroes featured here. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel so you'll get notified whenever I post some new hobby content. If you think the PRI sounds like fun, and it is, tell your friends to check out the channel and stay tuned. Round 5 is on track for later this year, 2025. Based on the festivities this time, you will not want to miss the next round. And that's all I've got for you folks. Stay safe out there. And until next time, remember, have character, don't be a character, and good night.